Hi, today we are going to talk about how to make money in real estate in Canada. My name is Russell Shahrad and I am a licensed broker in British Columbia. Here is my information and my contact number. I'm a member of the Real Estate Club. In Real Estate Club, we are providing IP service for, and we have social events, educational events, and we have 0 to 100 services to our clients. Here you see a sample of our sold portfolio on 2018. On the left, you see residential properties, and on right, you see some commercial properties. We will discuss about some of them in detail in the future. Who benefits from this presentation? Actually, this is prepared for people who have some experience in real estate, people who want to immigrate to Canada, and people who already invested in residential sector in Canada. There are some differences in commercial real estate compared to residential. I will mention some of them. Commercial real estate growth linked to me, not to the emotions of the people. So you don't see a lot of fluctuations in the market in commercial sector. Actually, the commercial businesses in commercial property sector will grow when the economy grows, and it doesn't have the fluctuations, and it is very stable, very reliable. And when the country and the GDP grows and the businesses do well, commercial property will grow. Also, in commercial sector, the landlord and the owner has more authority on the property compared to residential. In residential, you are limited to the tenancy board, but in commercial sector, when you buy and lease and a commercial property, you have a lot more authority over your tenants. So in BC, we have been exposing to a lot of population growth. Government of Canada has plans to increase the immigration to over 300,000 people in 2021. This number will be almost 1% of the population of the country, and it is a huge number. So all of this population growth, a big majority of it will be attracted to come to the British Columbia because of the environment and because of the nice landscape. Greater Vancouver is the main focus on our station. This is the down. This city is has access to the open sea and is limited to the mountains, and there are a lot of water sports. It has internet, and it is a very vibrant city and has a very bright future. So in commercial sector, we have different sectors. One of them is the office buildings. The office buildings right now are experiencing record low vacancy in Vancouver. It means there is a lot of demand and the vacancy rate is less than 5%. So it means if you own an office right now in Vancouver, you will have security over your income. The other sector is industrial. The industrial property also is very high, and we have been experiencing a lot of shortages in supply in the industrial sector. The other one is the retail. The retail has some debates. So some people think by emerging the online sector, there will be no need for retail, but there is another force on the market also, which is we can see some of the big companies like Amazon, like Google, like Microsoft, they are coming and buying also to be present on the retail sector. The other part is development lots. The development lot also is on demand because of the immigration and local demand, because people need new homes all the time. So we are going to talk about these 5 different plays, as we call it, that people can make money in real estate, commercial real estate. The first one is the income leasing play. It means you buy an income producing property and lease it out. The other one is management upgrade play. So there are a lot of properties right now which are mismanaged and underutilized. You can buy and put a better management and increase the value and increase the income of the property. There is pre-sale play. There are very good pre-sale projects which you can profit by buying in advance. The other one is development play, which you buy a land and we put more building on the land, and you sell the final product and you make a lot of money, which is a very complicated business, but it has its own benefits and characteristics. You can buy a business and it will help you to immigrate and make money right away when you buy a good business in Canada. First, we talk about the income play, and there is a very important concept called cap rate. Cap rate is our main tool to evaluate the properties. The cap rate is net operating income, which is NOI, divided by the value of the property. So right now, the cap rates in Vancouver is about 3% to 5%. NOI is all the income which is generated from the property, and you deduct all the costs, and this is the net income per year, and divide by the value of the property, and you get a cap rate. This is a very important concept. As you see here on this picture, rates come lower, the prices of the property go higher. And the higher, the price of the property go lower. And for example, when you buy a property for the cap rate of 4%, and when the cap rates in that area goes down, your property value goes up. People buy lower cap rate properties when they expect a high increase in the value of the property. For example, in downtown Vancouver, some people buy properties for 3% cap rate. Why they do that? Because the value of the property is expected to go higher. And sometimes you buy a property with low operating income, and you increase the income of the property, and then you in the property. So this is a very important concept if you want to invest in commercial real estate. Now I'm going to give you some examples of our past deals. This is what you get when we feature a property for you. This is a property in Richmond, BC, which used to be a very good location. This is an industrial and also has a retail sector. Our client bought this property, and after the lease has finished, they signed a new lease, and the moment they signed the new lease, it increased the value of the property. The other one is a retail, which is almost a city block. We bought it for our clients, and he managed to negotiate the lease rate. And the moment he increased the lease, the value of the property significantly. So, and also in that region in Abbotsford, BC, we experienced lowering the cap rate. So he bought with the 5.5% cap rate, and right now the cap rates are 4%. And if you do the math, easily it will be millions of dollars increase in the value of the property. The other example, it was a strip mall. It is in Port Coquitlam, which is a city close to Vancouver. This was a mismanaged, undervalued property. The owner was out of the country, not managing the property very well. So the buyer bought this property. As you see, this is a whole a residential complex and also commercial sector. So it was the commercial part of this building. The buyer, our client, bought this property and tried to manage the property better than the previous owner. And he managed to increase the value significantly and make a lot of money. The pre-sale play. There are a lot of pre-sale projects right now active in Vancouver. This is an example of an industrial pre-sale property. We managed to get in touch with the developer at the stage of development for this industrial property, and we bought 2 units for our clients. And when it was built, there was a huge demand and there was a huge increase in the value of the property. For the pre-sale, you pay 10% to 30% of the price of the property, and the wait until the property is built, and it will take 1 year or 6 months or 2 years. And then in the moment that the property is ready, there are a lot of businesses want to buy or lease that property from you. This is another play. This was 2 times. Sold 4 units on the commercial side, on the retail side. This is the beautiful mountains, and this is 2 main roads. These 2 towers are going to be built, and you can invest on this retail sector, which is on the main ground level and the second level on this beautiful property. On the development play, we have some basics that you need to know. So I will explain some of them on this slide. So the first one is FSR or FAR, which is floor space ratio. This is the number that is given by the city. So on any area on the city, we have a certain FSR. It means, for example, for 1 unit of land, you can build 0.5, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of building on that land. The higher the FSR, the more the value of the land will be, and you can build more on that. The other term is CAC, is Community Amenity Contribution, which is again defined by the city. So when you want to develop a project, city will set a number, so you have to pay this number to build amenities for the people in that near that project. We work in detail with the city zoning bylaws and OCP. So every city will publish their zoning bylaws and OCP, which stands for Official Community Plan. And in that bylaws and in OCP, they will set and the type of the building and how you can develop in that area of the city. So when the zoning changes and when the OCP changes, we will see a significant increase in the value of the properties in that area. In development, actually, you leverage your money. loan to cost values is 65% to 75%. What does it mean? It means you only need to bring 25% to 35% of the project cost, and the rest will be provided by the bank. When you want to develop the project, we will provide a pro forma, a very basic pro forma for you, and we will calculate the profit return and the cash on cash return. So profit return is the return on the whole and the cash on cash return, which is higher than the profit return, is when you bring some cash and take some profit, and it will be divided by the cash you bring. I will give you an example of a pro forma here. We have an example of a pro forma which we provide for our clients. These are two lots in a city called Maple Ridge, which is close to Vancouver. So we put the number of units, the land cost, the development cost, which has different items. Right now in this property, we have construction cost, which is $250 per square foot, and total construction cost would be about $7 million. You buy the land for 2.4, and your total cost would be 9.7. Your to be 11. And as you see, you make a gross profit of 1.9 million, which will end up a return of 20%. And if you, because you only bring about 35% of the project budget, then you will have a 56% cash on cash profit for this project. For the more details, we hire a financial analyst to give you more detail. The financing in commercial real estate is very important. The main difference you need to know is that the income of the property counts. When you buy a residential property, it only the bank will rely on your income. But when you buy a commercial property, the property income will be considered as the source of payment for the loan. If you don't have a lot of income, but the property you're buying is producing a good income, then the bank will finance your purchases much more easily. Here you see the trend for the government rate. Since 2015 till now, which is 2019, there has been some increase on the interest rate. Right now, the interest rate is about 2%. For projects, the banks give you between 2% and 5% finance rates at this moment, which is a good rate. Thank you very much. Here is my contact information. You can call me if you have any other question. Thanks. Bye.